Like today, I had a nightmare of a week. I had about, I want to say, 5 days out of the past 7 days where I never went to bed like before 2 o'clock in the morning. So, and that was literally because I was working until literally 2 o'clock in the morning minimum. So what happened was today I was so exhausted I fell asleep after lunch, and it was a perfect storm because then what happened was my cell phone basically died with the alarm on that was supposed to wake me up at the time when I'm supposed to be getting ready to do the live stream. So when I woke up naturally just a few minutes ago, I realized that, oh goodness, it's already like 20 past. So I didn't want to miss the stream anyway, so I just decided to just put it together, go wash my face, and wake up properly. And here I am. So I'm actually quite impressed with the fact that I'm able to string a coherent sentence together. So that's a win, I think. But yeah, so if anyone is going to join this live stream, thank you very much for joining because this was really unorganized, and I apologize. I'm trying to be better about this, but life just conspires against me at the end of the month. But yeah, so I don't think anyone's going to join me for the live stream today either because I think I missed them because usually they're waiting for me around 5 p.m. my time, and I was really late, so I don't think they're going to be by now because they probably went on with the rest of their day, which is fair enough. So I want to say welcome to Michael Edward McPhee. Thanks so much for joining. And yeah, I don't see if there he is, I think. So Michael, let me know what you are hoping to be working on tonight for the live stream. I myself, I haven't really decided yet. I am thinking probably getting around to my communications plan because last week I did the fun thing and I worked on my epic fantasy series, but today I just kind of realized that, you know what, there's actually kind of this thing that I really have to do because until I finish my communications plan, I just can't do anything that I've been wanting to do with regards to my social networking stuff. Because I don't want to do anything that I'm not sure is going to contribute to the overall idea of what I'm trying to communicate. So I need to sort that out, and I'm thinking I should probably do that. And the other thing that I am thinking about doing is doing just a quick edit on two sections that I did on a book I call 100 Things You Should Know About Writing, which is available only on Wattpad, but that I wrote like 4 years ago and that is a bit outdated and that has some errors in it and things like that. So I just want to get that done as well because I'm really bad about that. I should be doing it once a week, but I usually miss my deadline because that's usually when people want me to do stuff. So fun times. But yeah, so that's basically where I am at the moment, and I'm really interested in knowing how you are doing, Michael. I'm assuming it's Michael watching at the moment, but if it's not, just drop me a line and say hi as well. But yeah, so by the way, if I'm going along just at the speed of a freight train at the moment without waiting for answers, it's because I don't want there to be too much dead air while I'm waiting for responses from you guys. But it's not that I want to ignore you guys. So if you send me a message, I will get to it and respond. So that's definitely a thing to know. But yeah, so Michael just let me know. He's saying I'm working on my sci-fi novel. I want it to be young adult, but since the main character starts out as a victim of a sex trafficking ring, it probably won't be. Yeah, that's a bit dark for young adult, but I don't know. I if you're actually still working on a rough draft, maybe you should just write it out the way you envisaged it and see how it works out. Because maybe as you're writing it, it just really turns out to feel young adult, and you can try pushing it as young adult, even though it is dark. But um, if it doesn't, you can always change it up a little bit later if you're doing your revisions or something. Because if it's something you want for a specific reason, then maybe you should just go with it and trust your instinct. That's what I would do, but of course it's your book, so so it's your prerogative, I suppose. But that's kind of just what I would do in your place, because I also have like a book like that, except it's new adult, but it's kind of really dark, and I'm kind of feeling like I don't know if that's going to go over well as a new adult book. So, but I'll get to it one day because it's not. Really, I think I have like 4 or 5 books that I have to get out there before I even look at that book again, which is kind of sad because I like that book actually for all its dark, twisted things that's going on inside. So yeah, that's kind of where what I did is just wrote it, and although it's dark, I just can't really see it going for another market because it's still within that darkness. There's still some new adult stuff going on, so difficult to decide. Just a moment to say hi to Naked Firefly, and then Michael actually asked, "What's the difference between young adult and new adult? It confuses me." Yeah, it's kind of like I almost want to say it's like a subcategory because it's just like a it's you know, like basically when you go from middle grade to adult, there's like that in between where you kind of where the readers and therefore the characters they're interested in reading are mostly falling in an age range that's older than what middle grade kids are, and therefore they're interested in different things and concerned about different things around things like growing up and things like what it means to be an adult and things like that. And then there's like this further breakdown between young adult and adult where there's this space in time where you're just after that stage where you should be considered an adult but you're still figuring things out. And I think that's kind of where the new adult thing really works well, because it's mostly about people who are trying to figure that crap out, and it's hard work and really difficult and yeah, really messy, which is always fun to write, I find. But that's kind of where, for me anyway, maybe someone else has a more specific idea of what new adult is as opposed to young adult. But that's kind of what I see it as, is that kind of like that. It's young adult. Also, yeah, young adult is also kind of this thing about growing up and so on. But this new adult, I would say, is more or less after you've supposedly grown up, you've reached this kind of idea of you're 18 to maybe 24ish, I would say, and people are expecting you to act like an adult, but you're kind of still, in many ways, still kind of figuring out what you want to be as an adult and what you want to, how you want to be as an adult person. And that's kind of, I think, for me, what is interesting about it as well. So that's kind of where I went in for it, but that's kind of, yeah, that's what I'm doing, or what I think it is. Sorry if I'm rambling. I'm still waking up, so apologies for that. Because, guys, you do not understand how crazy my week was. I am really, um, yeah, it was mad. I just basically what happened was that I ended up somehow having three, yeah, I want to say three freelance jobs with the same deadline, which was yesterday at like midnight. And that would have been fine because usually the reason why I took all those jobs was the fact that I know that I can handle all of them. Because if I handle them well and I do everything the day that I'm supposed to be doing it, then and in the amount of time that I'm supposed to be doing it, everything works out because then I get everything done in time. But then what happened was there was like this emergency on one of those jobs that just took over every single thing, guys. You do not even understand what that is like. Or maybe you do, but you just from my point of view at the moment, it's feeling like I went through a tornado because I've been working nonstop basically for 3-4 days now. Because after I sorted out the emergency, I still had to do all the other stuff. So that was so much fun, and I mean that on a scale of 1 to 10 in sarcasm, I think that would be an 18. So I'm just like, yeah, my brain is just like feeling like it's all over the place. But maybe it's a good thing because at the moment, like I mentioned to Michael before Naked Firefly came on, um, I just I really need to work on my communications plan. But actually, the problem and the reason why I haven't been working on it is that I keep feeling a little bit blocked when it comes to defining the more overall scope of what I'm trying to do. And maybe being this kind of a little bit woozy and tired is going to open up that little blockage of mine because I won't be trying to censor myself and critiquing myself as I'm going. So it might be a good thing that I'm trying to do this today after all. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. But Naked Firefly, while you're also here, because I'm seeing it's not looking like you guys are coming and going because sometimes people do that. So I'm hoping you can actually hear me ask you this. What will you be working on tonight? Curious. And also let me know, have you heard anything back from the agent? Because I'm still keeping my fingers crossed for you. So I'm really interested in finding out if you heard any feedback yet. But yeah, so in the meantime, while I'm waiting for responses from you guys, I'm kind of just thinking along what I'm needing to do because yeah, it's oh gosh, that wasn't planned at all. I'm peeling an orange at the moment. So for me at the moment, just going into a little bit of detail with regard to my communications plan, I have I want to do a vision and mission statement for my business, the business side of my writing, if I can put it that way. So, what it is I'm trying to achieve, what it is that I want to contribute to the world with my writing by publishing and um, creating more work and things like that. And I'm struggling to really do that because at the moment, the thing about it is that I know that what I'm supposed to be doing is, and how I also know how I'm supposed to do it, what it should look like, but and feel like. But the problem with doing that at the moment is that I didn't go into writing actually with a vision because my the writing side of it for me is about passion. I'm just doing it because I love it. So it's not like I'm trying to necessarily achieve anything, if I'm honest. And that's kind of difficult for me to put into words because that's not something I feel like I can actually tell people when I'm communicating with them and or trying to communicate a vision with them. I don't think it's really possible to communicate something you don't have. So I need to figure out what it is that I'm trying to achieve, but it's just really I'm getting really stuck on that. So that's kind of what I'm working on and trying to figure out for myself, but it's still not. It's really elusive at the moment. Naked Firefly says, no, I haven't heard anything back from the agent yet, so nerve-wracking, and I'll be plotting out a new romance and working on a few scenes of my mystery. That's really cool. But it's really, really, no, I can understand. It's really bad to have to wait. I didn't have an agent who was interested in working with me yet when I was submitting still, but I remember when I had a publisher or an editor for a publisher who was interested and sending that book in and just waiting and waiting and waiting and feeling like you're dying a little bit every day because why am I not hearing anything back from them? So that feeling really sucks. But I'm really impressed that you're actually working on other stuff and plotting new things and all that, because that's actually also something that when I was submitting and waiting for feedback from an editor, that was really like the one thing I really struggled with, was to keep working, because my brain is just like, what if they don't like me? What happens? What happens if they say no? I really want them to say yes. Oh no, oh no. So it wasn't just it. It was really difficult for me to actually concentrate on anything that was doing anything positive. So it's something I definitely had to work on. But I'm really glad that you're able to get more stuff done and be productive while you wait, because that's really good. Really good, because maybe it's the next book in the end that gets sold as well. So how would we know if we're not doing it? So that's kind of my thinking about that. Naked Firefly says, I'm trying to keep my brain busy and not check my email every 5 seconds. Yeah, I can imagine. That's actually a good way to keep your mind busy though, because I would probably have defaulted to go watch a movie or something like that, which is also good, but not good when you're supposed to be writing. So that's why I'm saying being productive, really good way to keep yourself busy there. But yeah, I totally relate to that whole checking my email every 5 seconds, because that is so what I would have done. 100% what I would be doing. So yeah, all right. So I'm thinking, because this is now a really quiet, um, quiet kind of stream, and I don't really have anyone keeping me company on camera. Maybe what we should consider is just getting some writing sprints done, and then seeing how that goes. And I'm thinking, let's start with a 15-minute sprint as a warm up, and then we can decide what we want to do after that. So, or when I say we, I actually mean me, because I have found before, I'm not making that mistake again. If I throw out how long do you guys want the sprint to last, I usually don't get an answer. So I'm just telling you guys, we are doing a 15-minute sprint, and we are going to and then we can have like just a little chat or whatever afterwards, and then we can do some more sprints. So we're just doing this a nice writing intensive live stream today, because this is after all a writing, and I'm not getting distracted by a subject or anything like that today. So let's make the best of my late workout or wake up today. Let's see. Okay, so 15 minutes. I'm going to count down from 5, and then I'll see you guys back here in a few. All right, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye bye. Okay, guys, time's up. Let me know how you did in the comments. I kind of got stuck because I was thinking about doing the one thing that I was going to do that's not the communications plan, but I sat for the past few minutes waiting for my Wattpad website to open up so that I could actually edit the book that I wanted to edit, but it's not happening. So the next sprint I'll be doing will just be the communications plan. And then, oh, and also if you're wondering how long it took me to realize that the Wattpad thing isn't happening, didn't take that long, but I got sidetracked. So, oops. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at the moment. But let me know how you guys did, and yeah, all those fun things. Hmm. Oh, and also I ate my orange, so that's basically this is all that's left. That was delicious, though. That was very good. But yeah, so I'm just sitting here and waiting for feedback. But at the moment, I'm trying to think of something that I should be talking about. But it keeps feeling like I had something that I wanted to say. But at the moment, it's just not happening. So I'm just going to make noises here in the background, waiting for you guys to respond. No pressure. But yes. Let's see. Michael Edward McPhee says 207 words. Well done. Nicely done. And Naked Firefly, did you get anything done during the writing sprint, or did you get sidetracked as well? No judgment here, because I'm on the same boat at the moment. But yeah. Michael, do you want to share maybe an excerpt of what you were doing, just for interest's sake? There's no pressure. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but we sometimes just copy paste little short snippets of what we were working on, and I read them out loud. Naked Firefly says 265 words. The same offer. Do you guys want to share any of you, either of you? Do you want to share an excerpt? Curious, just asking. And then, but in the meantime, I'll just wait a little bit and see if I get a response. But otherwise, we can just launch straight back into the writing thing. So in the meantime, while I'm waiting for a response, I think, yeah, I'm thinking maybe just keep to the 15-minute sprints because they just today for me in any case it's all about me because after all I'm alone here and it's just you guys watching and you guys can't tell me how long we should be doing sprinting for, or you can tell me, but it's just probably not going to happen until after we've sprinted the next time. But I'm thinking 15 minutes for me at the moment is just the right amount because it's not too long and it's not too short and it's, yeah. So Michael asked, how does one do that? Basically, I think what you just do is you highlight what you wrote, if you wrote it, and then you put it into your comment space on the chat, and then you paste it. And that's basically what we do because it's just like, yeah, just a little bit of fun. It doesn't have to be overly long because I think there is a limit on how long you can make chat comments, but it's, yeah, you can make, if you want to post a larger snippet, you can also just keep posting in the chat and then I'll keep reading until it's finished. So that's basically how it works. And then Super Villanova has dropped in, so welcome. I hope you had a great time because I don't think we've seen each other in a few, I think, I want to say almost in the past month. I don't think I've seen you anywhere. So it's so nice to see you back online. Welcome back. But yeah, so if you are still watching, because I see someone dipped offline right now. So if you are still watching, do let me know if you are going to be working on something. Or yeah, that kind of just answers my question. So Super Villanova says prepping for hurricane and a lot of doctor appointments. Oh, fun. I'm meaning this again with 18 out of my 18 on the 1 to 10 sarcasm scale at the moment. That does not sound fun at all. So I'm sorry that you have to go through all that, but I hope that you are safe and that everything is going to go okay for you because I don't want you to get hurt or anything like that. I have to say, it always sounds so scary to me when people are prepping for hurricanes and things like that, because hurricanes is actually, we don't get them at all. So it's basically, for me, it's just completely foreign to think that this massive storm is coming and I have to do what I can to make sure my house is safe and stuff like that. I don't get it. And my brain, my pea-sized intellect with regards to that just will not compute. And yeah, so it's one of those, rather you than me, but I just really hope you stay safe. And then yeah, so Nova says, I don't think it will be that bad. I've been in a lot of hurricanes. Yeah, that's the thing. I think for me, in my brain, it sounds a lot worse even than it probably is most of the time. I know there are some hurricanes that are much worse, that are as bad as I'm thinking they are, but it's probably not that bad most of the time. I really hope that's the case, but it's just because it's something I've never experienced. I don't have any sense whatsoever of what it's like to go through one. So yeah. Maybe I'm fortunate in that regard that I'm living in a place where there are no hurricanes, because that's just, I don't know. But I suppose if I was living in those conditions, I would just get used to it. I would hopefully get used to it. But yeah. So I just want to see, I see Michael shared an excerpt. So he said, so just to read what he wrote during our past sprint. Entering a corridor, not unlike the corridors Jairus experienced in Master's Castle, he started to sweat a bit. Even though he knew he was safe, anything that reminded him of his past experiences triggered a physiological and emotional response. Teacher was on guard. Nice, this sounds interesting. I'm really curious about where that's going, because that sounds like something is going on, and I want to get to behind to like the nitty-gritty of what is happening at the moment. So that's really interesting. Thanks for sharing, Michael. I really appreciate it. All right, so I think it seems like the person who dropped out of the stream is Naked Firefly. So I think we're not going to get an excerpt from her. So I'm not going to wait any longer. I think I just want to read the quick comments, because I see Nova posted more comments, and then we can get into the next writing sprint. So Nova says, my friend normally stocks up on beer. My sister's house is the actual safe house in case it gets really bad. Our house doesn't really get hit that bad each hurricane, and I normally sleep through them. Cool. Okay, no, so if you guys, well, obviously you guys are really prepped and or like prepared. Maybe that's a better word, but like prepared and handling the situation well, and you've got a plan. So as long as that's happening, I'm sure you guys are going to do well and fine. So yay! Okay, so let's get to a writing sprint, and then, or in Nova's case, I suppose, a prepping sprint today. So 15 minutes, and then I'll see you guys again. So I'm counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, guys, time's up. How did you guys do? Let me know in the comments. I think I did probably about 300 words, right? Like just now, I'm writing by hand, so I'm not really going to have time to count them up. But yeah, um, this what I was working on now was actually just my getting my brain open for the communications plan, because I'm going to just freestyle it in a notebook first, and then if I kind of feel like something is solidifying that I can work with, then I'll put it into my communications plan document. So that's kind of my plan at the moment. So Michael Edward McPhee says 189 words. Nicely done. Well done. Do you want to share an excerpt again? You're welcome to. I'm probably not going to share excerpts because it's just at the moment what I'm doing is a lot of stream of conscious stuff, so it's probably really bad bad reading. But yeah, but you guys are welcome to do the excerpt thing, because I do it basically for most of my sprints, but it's I don't just want to do it when I'm the person wanting to create, like, sharing stuff. So Naked Firefly did 205 words, so well done. Any excerpts from you, Firefly? Let me know. I'm interested in seeing where your mystery is going, if that's what you were working on. But if not, then also fine. So no pressure. I'm not putting any pressure on you guys. If you don't want to share excerpts, you can just let me know, and I won't even ask some more. So just let me know. Yeah. So I'm okay. So Naked Firefly says do excerpts next week. Okay. So that's fine. Let's hear back from Michael as well and see what he says. But yeah, so I actually remembered I should probably just give a little update on my news, because for the past few weeks I've been talking about the job interview that I had to go for the communications manager thing that I got invited to do the interview for. So basically, I did well. The interview went well, but now they have to interview some other people as well, and then they will let me know whether or not I got the job. But the interview seem to be taking a little bit longer than expected, so I haven't heard anything back other than to say that they're still interviewing people, which is a bit annoying. But that's, yeah, oh well. But hopefully, I'm going to hear something back in the next couple of weeks or so. In the meantime, I'm just really, for me this month, other than just lots and lots of freelance work, because I don't think my workload is really going to lift much. Um, Other than that, I think I'm uh, probably going to get back into my writing momentum building thing that I've done before, because I was and because I was what did I want to say? I just got sidetracked. My train of thought just completely derailed on live YouTube. So I apologize for that. You guys can probably just like be morbidly fascinated by the disaster that was that train of thought right now, because I just literally just I saw the comments from Michael, and then my brain just wiped. So completely clean. Oh, what I was going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be working on my just building up momentum again, because this month, because of all stress with doing the interview and worrying a little bit about my future with regards to some of my contracts and stuff, um, I just basically I kind of just couldn't really maintain my working rates that I wanted to maintain, so I just kind of gave up, which is probably not a good thing, and I'm deeply regretting it now. But that's where I am. And then what happened was, after the interview was done, and I was thinking that I'm going to really get back to the writing, um, my work just went nuts. So I'm really hoping that in the coming few days, so probably from Monday, I'm going to be working on writing a little bit every day, even if it's not a lot, just so that I can get back into the flow of things and maintain my schedule and fit everything back into my routine. Because it does happen with my side of the world at the moment, is that um, I'm trying to not really find balance, but just fit the things that I need to fit into my day and put it all together. And then it kind of, for a moment, everything is working the way it's supposed to. And then stuff happens, and then it's back to square one. So it's definitely a work in progress to get up to a really high level of productivity, which is something I do want because it feels like I'm sidelining everything just to get work done. And that's not really the way I feel that it should be working. So I'm working on that now. Right, so let me just see. Michael, Michael's comment, the one that derailed my train of thought, was missed the question because I was preparing an excerpt. So yeah, that was actually the question, is whether or not you wanted to share one. So you kind of answered my question already. And then Michael's excerpt is: wishing he had more of a moment to figure things out. Jairus nodded, still feeling Halek's finger on his chin. Jairus understood why the corridor would scare him. He didn't comprehend why Halek's touch didn't scare him more. Master used to do that, but Halek's touch felt different. That's nice. I'm very curious about that. Your story sounds interesting, so maybe just let me know in the comments like what the story is about, just like a short little description, because it sounds like something really interesting to me. But yeah, all right. So I think let's do another sprint, and then we'll talk a little bit more again. Okay. So I'm going to count down, and we're doing another 15-minute sprint because I'm finding that this is a nice length for me personally. All right. So I'm counting down 15 minutes. Starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Time's up, guys. How did you do? I think I got like 200 words in. I'm slowing down a little bit, but I'm okay with that because it's just something that I need to get through. So, Michael says 240 words. Nicely done. Nicely done. If you want to share an excerpt, you're welcome to post it in the comments again. But yeah, so Firefly, did you get some writing done? Let me know. But yeah, at the moment, my brain is just like, I'm getting writing done and some words down, which is always good because even though it's not necessarily productive, it still helps because it's kind of like doing morning pages, I suppose, where it just opens my mind up a little bit to process some of the stuff that's been happening for the past few weeks. So just writing about that even helps overall. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. I am hoping to get to the communications plan bit, but it seems like there's a lot of other stuff going on, which might also be part of the reason why I've been feeling so blocked when it comes to figuring out what it is that I'm trying to achieve. So I'm feeling like this is a really helpful way of doing it. So I'm going to keep at it until I'm written out. But that's feeling like it's probably not so far off yet because I am feeling a bit unfit and not really used to writing large amounts of words at the moment because I really haven't been doing much. I did like every weekend I have been editing and doing some stuff on my book 3 work, so that's also something that's so I wasn't completely unproductive this month, but I want to get better about it, and just creating new stuff is harder for me than it is to edit something I already have. So I really have to work on doing both. Otherwise, I'm just really going to struggle once it's time for me to create a new book. And I'm getting a little distracted because of family around that over there, my photo bombing cat, because she's moving around in the background. So that's she's so adorable. So I suppose it's a good photo bomb for me to have. But yeah, all right. So Michael shared an excerpt. Thank you very much for being a good sport, Michael. I appreciate it. This excerpt starts here. All right. Jairus laughed. It's okay. You aren't master. You won't hurt me. I can sense you only wish me happiness. I wish I could have that, but I know being happy isn't for me. Why do you say that? You'll be happy one day. You'll have a family soon. You already have people who care about you. One day you'll stop being scared and you'll allow yourself to feel a bit happy every once in a while. And then just random aside, Michael said the cat in the background scared me a little. Yeah, it looks really random when oh, it was the shoulder. Sorry, this I don't know why they do this, but they record and then they have it turned around on the screen so that it's a mirror image. So I don't know why in mirrors I kind of get a little confused about what side is what side for me. But yeah, it looked a bit weird to have like to have a cat's head appearing next to my head out here. But really the problem, or not the problem, but what happened was there's a scratch ball right there. That is what she sits on. So it's just perfectly hidden behind my head, and then she can move around. I think the drawer is a bit open, so that's what she was doing. But there she is again. Hey, Minnie. She is just being her photogenic little self at the moment. And not caring one little bit about my writing stream, which I suppose is okay. And just a warning, she seems to be making. Yeah, there she is. Hello. So that's my cat being my cat. And then Naked Firefly said she did 196 words. So well done, guys. We are doing well, I think. And getting those words out, which is always a good thing. All right, so I think maybe let's do one more writing sprint and then chat a little bit longer and then say goodbye because it's a bit late now on my side already. The sun has set and it's almost past 7. It's definitely going to be past 7 by the time this writing sprint is finished. But yeah, And to be honest, I'm still feeling that a little bit groggy and tired. So I'm just going to finish my writing in this next sprint and call it a day, I think, and just have maybe some TV veg out time or something like that. So that's my plan. Let's just do the writing sprint. And I'm going to count down again. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Hey, time's up. How did you guys do? And I just saw Aphrodite came in. Hi, Aphrodite. Welcome to the live stream. Unfortunately, you just came in time for me to start wrapping up for the day. So I'm so sorry. That is really unfortunate. So, man, that sucks. Because I'm. Oh no. I feel so bad now. I hate it when that happens. Just as I was like planning to wrap up, and then it's like, oh, no, too bad. Unfortunately, Aphrodite says it's okay. Yeah, it's really too bad, but yeah, I just you missed when I explained it actually before, but I just had a really crazy week, so I think I'm going to call an early night tonight, which is why my stream is so short today, because yeah, I've been sleeping like past 2 o'clock every morning for most of the days for the past week, and it's really not good for me. So I need to rest up as much as possible so that I can be nice and fresh for the new month. So that's kind of where my brain is at the moment. So let's see. Michael says he wrote 247 words, and Naked Firefly says she wrote 253 words. Nicely done. And I think, let me just quickly see. Uh, I think I wrote about 300 words again, and I think overall I probably got to about 1,000, maybe 1,200 words in total. So I'm quite happy with that. And the nice thing is, this last sprint was actually really good for this overall goal of finding my vision for why I publish and why I write, because I'm really starting to. I started just as we were wrapping up or as my time was running out for the sprint. I actually started to ask. It feels like I'm starting to ask the right questions. So I'm going to leave off with those questions that I ask myself, and tomorrow when I'm having a bit of quiet time, because I like taking Saturdays or Sundays off from computers entirely so that my eyes can rest up. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to think it over and meditate upon it for a little bit and see if I can actually figure something out that I can work with for the new week, because that would be awesome. But that's basically my plan. So yeah, that's basically what I did. And I just want to ask Michael for one last time, do you want to share an excerpt? Just let me know, post it in the comments section. And Aphrodite just said, believe me, I understand, get your rest. Yeah, it's definitely it's something that I really need to work on, because what's happening at the moment is, and I spent some time writing about that during the sprint as well, was just this feeling of feast and famine. I completely overwork myself, and then I have like days where I really don't feel like I can do much, and then I have what my work and writing requirements and stuff that I need to do, all that just starts heaping up because I'm not working as effectively on my down days as I should be, and then that means that I have to overwork myself again at some stage in order to clear my work schedule again. And I it's a bad cycle to be in, so it's definitely something I want to work on and figure out this coming month. And for me to do that, I need to rest now properly while it is my rest time, so that I can actually just get through it. The nice thing, at least, is that hanging out with you guys is awesome. So I don't mind hanging out on a Saturday evening with and getting some writing done, because it's actually quite relaxing to me, with the added benefit that it also means that I get to network with you guys and get in touch and just not be completely alone in this writing journey thing that we're all on at the moment. So that's always really cool. And let's just see, Michael actually shared an excerpt. Thanks so much. You are awesome for sharing today, because because today I couldn't really share much, but hopefully next week I'll be back on my more interesting projects for you guys to hear from. All right, so let's see. As if sensing Jairus wasn't ready to respond, much less acknowledge what Halleck had said, he stood up and put out a hand. Shall we continue? You have friends waiting for you. Friends? Jairus didn't really know what a friend was. He'd spent most of his life either alone or in situations where he had to look out for himself. Oh, poor Jairus. But yeah, I think your story sounds really interesting, and I like the. I kind of get a feeling that it's like a nice and warm and fuzzy feeling between him and Holic, and that kind of creates a nice. I don't know. I need that kind of warm and fuzzy feeling at the moment. So maybe I'm just reading into what you've shared, but I'm liking what you've got going on at the moment. It's nice. I like it. 2 thumbs up. All right. So I think I'm going to say goodnight to you guys, and I hope you guys can get some writing done, especially you, Aphrodite, because now I haven't been able to do a writing sprint with you today. But I hope you guys have an awesome month coming up, because I will obviously be back next week, Saturday, hopefully on time, because hopefully I will not have exhausted myself to the point where I'm sleeping for 80% of my Saturday again, because that's not healthy either. But yeah, so I will be back. But in the meantime, since it's literally the last day of August, I hope you guys have an awesome September and that you are super productive and to get all your things done and that everything just goes awesome for all of you, because that's always the best thing, right? But yeah, and all the best with your writing, and then I'll talk to you guys next week again, and and then we can yeah, I shall be back 5 p.m. South African time or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. Hopefully, again, hopefully, but it should be fine, because usually I'm actually a bit more better organized than I was today. But yeah, then I shall be back, and then we can talk again soon. But yeah, and I see Aphrodite said, I will keep writing. I'll just pretend I'm surrounded by everyone. Yeah, that's a good idea. But yeah, so good luck with your writing, guys, and then I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much for joining me, and if you enjoyed this stream, I would really appreciate that you would like the stream or also subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and then I can just follow you guys home and subscribe back if I haven't yet. So yeah, cool. Right, have a great day. Bye. Love you lots.